Okay. I think we're good. You guys see it? Yeah? Okay. Excelente. Okay. Well, we're just going to go ahead and get into it. Happy Cinco de Mayo, guys. Is anybody having any tacos tonight? We do Taco Tuesday at my house, but we actually did a repeat tonight with leftovers, so it was perfect. Kind of forgot it was Taco Tuesday anyway. But anyways, tonight we're going to be talking about coaching conversations and just really what I've been doing lately. I feel like we're always tweaking what we're doing, right? And I know for me, I have come a long way in my conversations and how I approach this. So I'm just going to be sharing what I'm doing, and I continue to tweak it along the way. And if it continues to, like, if I feel stalled in my conversations or I don't feel like I'm being authentic or whatever it is, I will change things up. So, all right, let's get to it. Let me move. I got to move this thing. 1 second. I'm trying to move. Okay, sorry, my Zoom thing is messing up here. Okay, I fixed it. All right, so what I do is I literally, and I'm going to tell you what I kind of do at first to figure out who I'm talking to, because I think that's one of the most important parts. It's overwhelming to think like, you know, us as coaches, not only do we run these challenge groups, but we're like, okay, if we want to build a team, we have to recruit coaches. And it feels like this heavy burden, like, who the heck do I talk to? There's nobody out there that wants to do this. I mean, that was my mindset in the beginning. Like, it's hard work. Who wants to do this, you know? But it's hard work, and mindset is a big piece of it. But working from two buckets, okay? So I work from two buckets. And the first, I want to identify what those buckets are. So the first one, I want you to visualize, okay? So I want you to close your eyes. You don't really have to, but think about who you were before you were a Beachbody coach, okay? So even if you were a challenger, what did you think about when you saw coaching, okay? And then how did you get started as a coach? So think about those two things. Where, like, what place were you in? And this is kind of what has helped me, like, what position of life, what season of life was I in? Because you want to be inviting your avatar, just like when you think about where you were even pre-Beachbody. For me, when I started as a coach, I started really my true health nutrition journey. I was very much into fitness. I loved fitness, but who I was, so I started as a coach and a challenger, basically. So who I was someone who was already into fitness, and I was like, oh, I think I could do that. I was intrigued and curious about the coaching opportunity. So when you are thinking about who to invite, it could be someone who has no idea what Beachbody is. Or maybe they've tried the workouts before, or maybe they love the workouts and they just they don't really know what coaching is. Or maybe they have some sort of experience with health and fitness. Maybe they've just heard of our programs. A lot of people have, right? So this is kind of the bucket that I start with, just for people that aren't exposed already. And then the second bucket is your challengers, okay? So those are our two buckets. Okay, already, I guess I went through this visual part. But so for me, when I am looking for my avatar, so for my bucket one, these are people that aren't my challengers. So I was a new twin mom. I felt isolated at home. I desperately wanted to connect with other moms. I tried to be a part of this like twin mom club, and it was hard because my twins were preemies and I couldn't really go out and like hang out at the the coffee shop or, do normal things. Like I was in quarantine for almost 2 years. So I'm pretty much used to quarantine life because I had to do that with my preemie twins. But I wanted to connect and I tried to do it online, and then it wasn't as big of a thing. And like I said, I couldn't go do these like twin mom outings because of my preemies. So I wanted to belong to something. And I was, being a mom, wife, and I was working part-time. So I also couldn't go to the gym. So I needed the workouts. I needed that as my outlet. I knew nothing about nutrition. I was a yo-yo dieter. I had no clue how to eat. I was a new homeowner. I was a speech and language pathologist. So these were all things that were me before I was a coach, but I was already a little curious about it. So this is where you can make your own list. For you, you'll make your own list about where you were. Maybe you are a brand new coach, but thinking about like even as a challenger, where you were starting. For me, I reach out to a lot of moms, yes, a lot of twin moms, people that are into fitness, because I have been into fitness. I'm competitive. I've always loved going to the gym. So those are my types of people. So you want to connect with your type of people. So it's really important to have that, because I think like, I remember when I first started to try to recruit, I was reaching out to anyone and everyone, and I was doing it in a small period of time. But I remember like not getting, very much interaction, and I didn't really start the process out right. Like I really wasn't conversing. I just saw, that they're already maybe into fitness. And so I kind of jumped, and I was using a lot of the same scripts that I've heard from other coaches, because that's where I have learned to talk, because I was nervous, right? And that's how we all get started. But now I'm authentically me, and I am true to that. So I'm going to talk a little bit more about that. So continuing in with this bucket, I've already kind of shared a little bit. But I also look like, new mom, someone's already sharing their life on social. If I see that they're sharing their life, I mean, like Instagram is like beautiful for this, because you can already see all the bits and pieces that they're sharing of their life. And then stories is the jam. So like if they're sharing on stories, they already know how to do what we do. So like right there is like, ding, 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 a little flag. So you want to like, if that person looks like you can see their life and highlights. And so that's where I start to get my list. And I use my phone in pockets of time. And if I see someone, I take a screenshot. I'll talk more about that, but I'm getting a little ahead of myself. So like I said, if they already like or love fitness, if they're sharing their fitness journey, also runners, I was really into running for a big chunk of time. Anyone sharing recipes, because maybe they are dabbling into nutrition, but they need something more. You never know. But I love to cook, and I love new recipes. And like I already said, twin moms. So those are all the people that I look at to put on my list to start that conversation. So like I said, you're looking at their profile, their pitch, always connecting first on some common ground. So the other day, like I saw someone just ran their first marathon, and I was like, ooh, I've run a marathon. I know about this. Like, I want to go talk to her and tell her like what an accomplishment that is. But then just see like, I mean, my toenails fell off. So I was like, hey, did your toenails fall off too? I mean, I'm telling you guys, I'm just being real in me, and I connect on that level. And it's really great, the response that I get, because I am genuinely, starting a conversation based on something that I see. So that's like my first DM connect message. And I send a voice message because I want them to hear me. Like, I don't want them, because we all get messages, right? And we're all busy. But if you see a voice message pop up, you're usually like, hey, what is this? Did she really send me a voice message? And then you're intrigued, right? Are you? Because I am. And so they're going to listen to it, you guys, because a lot of people have these like watches, which I don't even have a smart watch or whatever, the Apple Watch. I don't even know what type you call it because I don't have one. But I think you can check messages on there. Am I right? I think that you can. And so people check that stuff and then they just go on with their day. So, anyways, voice authenticity, voice messages go a long way and they're going to get them, you guys. Okay. So, step number two, after that initial conversation, if you've already, so like if I've already related it to fitness, which I'll use in another example, I see this girl, this was just the other day, and she's like, I didn't know what, if it was her or her friends or what, but she has people like working out and she's taking videos and she's putting them in her stories. And so I connected with her and I see her like doing, like, she looks amazingly fit. And I connected with her and she just, for fun, trains people. She doesn't have a certification or anything. She's a mom of 6 and a grandma, and she looks fabulous. I think she just turned 50, but she does not look 50. And so she's like, yeah, like, we just connected over health and fitness. And she's like, I love it so much. That's my one me time. I mean, and that's exactly how I am. So like, I'm already like, this is my girl. She's got a lot of kids, just like me. She loves it. So I already, like, after that initial conversation, like, she sent me like 3 voice messages because I was just telling her, like, you look amazing. Like, I was just giving her natural praise based on what she's doing, just like we do to our challengers. And so she sent me some messages back and that she just so appreciated it. And then I let it go for a little bit. And then the next day I sent her a message and I'm like, I've just really been thinking about you. After, hearing about your life and how you love health and fitness. And I just, I had to ask because you literally are doing already what I'm doing, but you're not getting paid. Have you ever thought about doing what I do? I mean, it's as simple as that. That is right there, an invite, but it's a conversation invite and it comes out up naturally if you're connecting with people that are your people. And maybe you love fitness too, or maybe you did love fitness before. It's going to be an easy jive into the invite. Okay. So that was just an example of the other day. Let me see where else. So yeah, like, I mean, another easy thing is like, if you see them just showing up, and I'm always loving on people who are showing up on their stories or, they're sharing something with health and fitness on their wall. And then I will, if I'm loving on them for a little while and I do connect with them and I'll give them some, probably a compliment on something, but then I will eventually invite them and I'll say, have you ever thought about doing what I do? Because you are literally showing up like me and you could get paid to be on your health and fitness journey. So it's just an easy way to shoe in. Like, that spikes their curiosity because they don't really probably know about it. So I'm going to talk go into a little bit more about the invite, but that's just a little touch onto that bucket number 1. And then bucket number 2, our challengers, right? Our challengers who have potential, even if they don't see it, because a lot of them are like, holy crap, I can't do what you do. They see like all the things that we're doing with running challenge groups, but as a challenger, you don't really know that we work together as a community, that we have the tools. So they probably see it as this big, overwhelming job, right? But getting them started right, you want them just to fall in love with it and to be a natural process. So it's imperative to get them started right again. So visualizing them taking all the tools, I want you to visualize giving them all the tools you have given them, and they just turning around and they just run with it. And they get incredible results and they just start naturally sharing their journey, because this does happen. And when they fall in love with it all, it just naturally blossoms into an amazing coach, right? So again, going all in with those customers is everything. Great. So again, your job is to help them see the value of it all, get them started right, all the support, love, encouragement. You're going to get them results. Doing mini challenges in your challenge group that helps them take ownership of their journey. It pushes them out of their comfort zone, because being a coach, that right there, it's scary. So you've got to start getting them uncomfortable and doing things that we do. So like doing challenges where, you know, you get your name in a hat for the weekly prize drawing if you love on 20 people within the challenge group, or, you know, for the week. So also like doing a hashtag prize challenge. So it could be Friday, Flex Friday, everyone who posts on their wall and then shares in the challenge group with the hashtag Flex Friday, you get entered into a prize. Because when they start showing up and sharing their journey on social, they're starting to get comfortable. And that's just like what we do as coaches, right? So going all in with them in that first month, and you want to strike while the iron is hot, right? So if they are doing all the things, then you're going to ask them if they've ever thought about it, because they are doing all the things that you're doing, right? So what does that conversation look like? So when it's a challenger, it's really easy because you've made this relationship with them. You should have made this relationship. So after praising them for all their hard work and efforts and all of the things that you've seen them do, you can just simply say, hey, I was thinking of you. I don't know if you've ever thought about it, but you're literally doing everything I do. Have you ever thought about being a coach and getting paid to be on your journey and getting your products paid for? I know that you love it so much because your results are incredible. You've gone all in. You love Shakeology. Why not get it paid for? I mean, it's as easy of a conversation as that. It doesn't have to be, you know, you don't have to feel like, it's just like inviting to a challenge group. The worst they're going to say is maybe not right now, or I don't know that I'm a good fit for it. And so I'm going to talk a little bit more about that, but putting that belief, and really that first month, I feel like giving them the confidence and the belief in themselves and helping them get the results is going to be everything. Hold on, someone's coming in. Hi, sweetie, what do you need? Okay, well, mommy's on a call and I'm talking, but you can be right here if you want. Just be quiet, okay? It's not Jace, everybody. It's okay. Okay, so so what to look for in your challengers that gives them that potential. Really, any challenger has the potential, but looking out for, again, the results. Are they supporting others in the group? Loyal customers. They love the products. You see them sharing their journey on social. And then honestly, it's the belief. You're breathing that belief and confidence into them that they can do this too to be successful. Sit down, sweetie, okay? Okay. And honestly, you should be inviting your coaches every month, because you don't know who's been really watching you and been thinking about it. You don't know, and they don't truly know what it is. Coaching gives you more accountability and to get the products paid for. And making money on the side. So again, inviting them, even just to get their products paid for, because we have a coach sneak peek every single month, and it's easy for them to listen in. So, all right, I'm gonna keep going. Okay, so how to get them interested in the opportunity. Okay, so remember that you're creating a funnel system, just like when you're prospecting for a challenge group. So my initial invite to get them interested, or the first step, it's either to jump on the live, which you want to get them in live. If you can get them in live, which we're doing now in our coach sneak peeks, you have the opportunity to win a prize if you're on live. Because if you don't get them on live, sweetie, if you don't get them on live, then most likely life's going to happen, and it's going to be really hard for them to listen to the whole call. It's just my experience with it. Like, people are like, yeah, I got halfway through and then my kids, whatever. And then, or got like 10 minutes in, and then it's like I keep following up, and they don't get all the way through it. So you want to try to get them in to the live, and by offering that prize incentive, that's huge. And then I still send the recording, and I do have people watch it, so don't be discouraged about that. But what I do again is I send a voice message. I'm always genuinely excited, and I'm always me. So be you when you're sending your message. I find it's just, I'm more authentic than having this typed up message already, although that's easier. I have to do it when I have, and I don't do it when I'm like having an off day. I'm like, I'm not going to invite to coaching on an off day, because I want them to hear my positivity and my excitement and my love and passion for it. So I'm going to share with you guys, I'll share with you one voice message from Monday, and then I'll tell you what this girl said back. Yes, it was this Monday, because I was still inviting after the coach sneak peek, because I'm like, I still wanted to invite. I had more prospects that I saw and I connected with even after the coach sneak peek. So I was like, we have this recording. I'm going to go ahead and see if others want to check it out. So anyways, my key words. So when I am inviting and I'm telling them, like, hey, I don't know if you've ever thought about it, but you should totally do what I do. You're doing already what I do, just not getting paid. My team and I hosted this little cocktail hour on Wednesday, and we actually recorded it. And it's just a chance for you to listen in. And we talk about how and why we got started. We talk about how we earn an income, how we earn a free vacation, but most importantly, how it could be a good fit for you. And at the end of it, if you decide you want no parts of it, totally cool. It's just simply a way to learn more about it. Would you be interested to hear more? And could I shoot you over the link? I mean, it's just like that. That's my invite. And I think the best part is like saying it's not something that they're locked into, an obligation. So if you decide you want no parts of it, totally cool. Because like, this is not desperation. I am not begging you to be on my team. I want people who are genuinely excited about this opportunity, who are going to run, who are going to be amazing coaches on my team, who have the excitement. So that's why I think it's so important to say that. Okay, let me show you guys, I'll play this. I had it open. Oh boy,
Can I have blanket?
Yes, honey. Oh crap, I just lost her. I'm going to show you or play the recording from. So I invited this mom, and she didn't have anything to do on her page with health and fitness, but she's a mom of 3. And this is just me being me, you guys. So my messages are not perfect.
Hey, Laura.
Can you hear it?
Monday, how are you? Hey,
Okay.
I had to reach out. I love your page. You are just beautiful, mama. You have 3 little ones. They look like around the same age as my kiddos.
So she knows I've been checking her out. I'm not just like randomly like
twins, so
blowing messages.
They kind of are like a package deal, you know. So anyways, I'm reaching out because you too, like, I love your vibe. I think you totally seem like me and my tribe, and I don't even know. You loved on one of my posts, and I'm not sure if you're just showing me some love, or maybe you'd be interested. My team and I hosted a little cocktail hour last week, and we talk about how and why we got started as a health and fitness coach. Just literally to have accountability for our journey, but also how we earn a free vacation every year, and also how it could be a good fit for you. So
Okay, so this was a 2. I try to make it 1 message, but sometimes it's 2, and that's okay, because it's me being me, and she's gonna listen to it.
If just curious at all, I would love to shoot over the recording for you to check out. And if at the end of it you decide you want no parts of it, totally cool. It's just literally a learning opportunity call. And and we could chat more. So let me know if interested, and I can shoot over that recording, and let me know, girl.
That was it. That was just me being me, guys, like just genuinely reaching out. And she did like on one of my posts, I think it was one of my coaching posts. And she had been following me because she wrote back. And let's see, I'm gonna looking back. Like I started loving on her stuff in February, okay, you guys. So February 1st is when I started loving on her stories. That's where I started just following her and loving her on her. And then it wasn't like I wrote her something a couple times. Yeah, on her story. What an amazing backyard, looks fun, so cute, like messages like that, you guys. And then it wasn't until Monday that I did that invite and reach out. And she wrote back and she said, "Hey, sweet friend, you are so very kind to reach out. I love your posts and I love following you and your beautiful family. And I feel like I have grown to know you." You guys, like we have never had a real conversation until this, right? And I have never thought about health and fitness coaching, but what the heck? If you get a chance, send it over. I'd love to listen. Thank you, friend. Like, really? I was like, all right, see, like what I'm doing is working. So, and not all of my messages end up like that, but that's just an example of it takes time. And people start to come over and watch and see what you're doing. And I know how people see what this lifestyle does. And so they want to find out more. Okay. Okay. So another really big tip is the follow-up, because in the beginning, when I was trying to invite to the coaching opportunity, I was not good about this. I would like invite once, maybe twice, and then I'm like, they're not responding back. They're not interested, like throwing my hands up. Like, and then like, I will tell you, like I went like a good 3 or 4 months without inviting to the coaching opportunity because I felt so defeated. But it's because I wasn't doing the same thing that I was doing for my challenge groups that I was for the coaching opportunity. And I realized that. It took me some time to realize that, but I felt icky because first off, I wasn't really doing it right, but you have to figure it out, and that's okay. By doing is what helps you figure it out, okay? So always talking about the coaching opportunity. I am always talking about it. I'm talking about it typically always on a Thursday. You'll find me sharing something about coaching. But then I try to do it more than that as well. Even in my other posts that I'm talking about other stuff, I just kind of put little breadcrumbing little pieces in there talking about the blessings or the community or whatever. So definitely one time a week, talk about coaching on social. You can always plug it in on your stories daily, talking about where you're working, a little, maybe you're listening to the National Wake Up Call or whatever. People are going to want to know what you're doing or what that is. And then because we do our coach sneak peeks at the end of the month, if you guys, some of you guys that are on this call, maybe you have it differently, but ours are at the end. And so that's when I start to talk about it much more on my storefront or social the last 2 weeks, because you want people who are interested in that, or maybe they don't know about it, to see that is an opportunity. And then people that you're talking to are going to go to your wall and see what you're all about. And then they're going to see a coaching post and then they're going to be like, oh, well, that kind of sounds cool. So that's why it's always important to have that piece too. Okay. I'm always working from an ongoing list. So what I was telling you guys earlier is to get my list, because life is busy, whatever. I mean, I have 4 kids. So like I see Curdy Jones on here. She just popped up and wow, she looks like a mom like me. She's with all these other moms. I'm going to go check her out. So I'll go look at her. I'll go see. Oh, she's into health and fitness too. Oh, I think I want to talk to her. So boom, I screenshot her. And literally, like, this is where I get my list, is just basically from checking people out. And I don't like really like set a time frame for this. Oh, sorry. But it's just when like I'm going through and like loving, when we go through and we love on social, and then like I go through and I love on people's stories, I go through and I love on the wall. And so it's when those people pop up that I'm like, ooh, coach. And I take that snapshot, and then I remember that, ooh, I saw 3 of them. So I take my good old little follow-up tracker, and I have Laura on here. She's the one that wanted to check out the sneak peek. And so I have like my May coach invites. And you see this is pretty blank since we just are entering May. And they will go here. So if like they're a potential and I'm going to start conversating with them, they will go on this list, and I will continue till the cows come home to invite them every single month, unless they tell me they want no parts of it, or please stop messaging me, which doesn't happen all that much. So I work from this ongoing list. And I continue to do that. I continue to have a list and a list and a list. And you just want to, just like you do with your challenger prospects, you want to continue to follow up with your coaching prospects. Okay. Let's see. I always also work from a goal, or having a goal for how many working coaches you want. That you'd want to add to your team per month. So that kind of helps you have an idea of how many you want to be inviting. I really focus like the last 2 weeks. I've been doing it a little bit different. I tried to do it like, maybe I'll invite 2 coaches every single day. That just doesn't work for me. What works for me is the last 2 weeks is I have my list, right? From the whole month of me checking out people. I go to that list, and I've been having maybe a little conversation. Maybe I haven't really started that conversation yet, but I'm going to. And it doesn't take that long of the conversation for me to get onto the topic of coaching or to invite them. It just doesn't, because it's all over my social, and it just happens naturally. So I typically invite like 40 people in a day, because I have my working list. And then the next day, like this is all leading up to the sneak peek. And I don't want to invite them too far in advance, because they forget, stuff comes up. It's just like, you want to do it closer to the sneak peek. I find that that's what works. And if they can't get on, they're not going to be able to get on, but they can listen to the recording. So I'll do like 40 one day. I'll do 30 another day. I'll do 25 another day. I break it down like that up until the coach sneak peek. And if I still have people left over, I'll invite them the next day, because I want to be authentic. I don't want to just, I used to just send, because, oh my gosh, we have this coming up and I need to send, but I don't do that anymore. It's just about being intentional and planning. And like I said, finding what works for you. And this is what has been working for me. Okay, I think that's all I got. Hope I covered everything. Yeah, so like my goal, I guess I didn't say, like my goal is usually at least like 5 new coaches a month. So it's like, you do the math. And so I try to invite like 60 plus coaches. Because it's one in, well, does anybody know the answer? Is it 1 in 10 for coach prospects too? I feel like the number's still the same, right? I see Kristen shaking her head. That's what I thought. So do you guys have any questions? I see a lot going on in the chat here. Sorry, I wasn't reading it because I just wanted to keep going. You guys can unmute. You don't have to chat it out. You guys have any questions about the process or anything that I do? Oh, I see. Where do I track? Yeah, so I'm pretty sure this tracker was in the new coach mentorship that I did 4 years ago. And this is from Amber Dorsch, and I loved it. And this is the same one that I use. I just print them off because I'm pen and paper. And this is what I have. You guys, I have Google Streak, and I'm telling you, I can't use Google Streak right now, but maybe one day when my kids are grown, but this is what works for me, and I'm not changing it because it's what works.
Val, do you save, like if you see people that you like love and you're like, oh my gosh, like she's a coach and doesn't even know it, do you save them? Like how do you, because my thing is that I see these people
Yeah.
And I started writing down their names because I'm like, I need to make sure that I keep going back
Yeah.
and like really like following up, because then like I'll see them and then they just get lost in the shuffle.
Okay, so that's why I screenshot them because
Who they are.
yes. Sorry, the stupid thing. So yeah, I screenshot them. So like if I'm on Instagram, like I'll screenshot them, and then I also write on here like IG, so I keep track, and then I'll type in their name on Instagram, and I'm like, although you guys, did your Instagram messages disappear? Like your history of messages?
Yes.
I'm
So
like,
now
what
I'm
am I
like,
gonna
what was the
do?
last thing I said to this person?
Yeah.
Like I don't
Yeah.
even know. And
I was
I'm like, why
scrolling
did it
totally
disappear?
off track, but I'm sorry. My mind was just like, oh no.
Yes, I noticed that today. I was like, wait a minute, I swear I've talked to this person before.
Yeah.
Okay.
Except, okay, so anyways, that's how I keep track, and I'm
They
able
don't
to
know what
locate
you
them
said
that way.
either.
What?
The bonus is they don't remember necessarily what it said either.
That's what I was thinking. I'm like, whatever. Like, obviously, they're on my follow-up list because they were interested, so they don't remember what they said. I don't remember what I said. It's all good. So. Sorry. I'm just reading you guys' comments. Yes, every invite is a seed planted. Yes. Once you invite them, they start really looking and paying attention. They're going to see your posts more and more. That FOMO is real. Payday is a great to invite. What? I don't know what that comment's about. All right. Anything else, you guys? I'm trying to look at all the comments and see if there's anything else. I can share my tracker if you guys want it. It's just like, I mean, it's really just 1 through 30 on a piece of paper, but this I use, this is just my system, and I keep them clipped together. So these are like my coach prospects that I'm talking to in this one section. These will eventually go into my binder. And then I have my challenger prospects on another clip.
Valerie, can I ask something?
Absolutely.
You said you shared a link to a recording in
Yes.
which it explains the coaching, etc.
Yes.
Could you make that link available to us?
Yes, that is just our coach sneak peek. So are you a part of Michelle's team?
I'm part of Katie's team.
Oh, Katie's team. Okay. So you absolutely can use ours. There are going to be the recordings from the ones that Katie has done as well. Oh, wait. Katie Taylor.
Yes.
Oh, sorry. I'm like,
It's all
but
right.
yes, you can use our coach sneak peek video. It's the one that we did last week. So we can put
I'll
it
get it
in.
to you.
Yep. Okay. Katie will send it over to you.
Yep, I'll send it over. Janina, it's just our coach, like our sneak peek that we did.
Is it the one with the funny video?
Yes.
Oh, Jane. Jane
Where
is
Jane
the
slays it.
video.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
I have something completely random.
Yeah.
Completely random. I just need to know that I'm not going crazy. So I'm actually trying to create a share cart for a separate share cart that I've already created for this person, and they keep removing it from her cart saying that it's not available.
I just
and
had this
I'm
happen.
Okay, so vegan cafe latte is apparently out of stock.
That is what I was guessing, because I was like, I don't
know what to tell her.
understand.
I'm so sorry, Val. I didn't mean to change
No.
the subject, but I am
Fine.
freaking out over here because I don't know what to tell her.
So will she can she do the chocolate? or not?
Yeah, I mean, yes, but that's not what you want.
Yeah. What about the,
Isn't there a way
I guess.
cafe latte? No.
Oh, she can't have whey.
Okay.
Of course, it's like the night that the codes expire that happens, right?
Yeah, there's nothing on Coach breaking news. That's why I'm trying to help her. There's nothing on Coach
What-
breaking news.
I looked there
or
too.
What
yeah.
about the vegan barista pack? At least she would get some of them.
Yeah.
It's not coming up on my share cart.
No, there's no, I wondered if it was a flavor. I didn't know that it was cafe latte, but I sent the vegan barista to a girl right before this. She was like, it's coming up as this, it's removing from my cart. I was like, what? And so I sent her just the chocolate because that was the other flavor that she wanted. And so that I think that's what she ended up getting.
So just a thought, but can you add the chocolate, have her order the chocolate, and maybe have her return chocolate once that hopefully the vegan cafe latte is back in stock, have her just return chocolate. Like maybe it's just going to be out for a couple weeks and just say,
Yeah.
I don't like the chocolate. I want to try the cafe latte.
Yeah, there's not much I can do. So I'm just gonna
Yeah.
offer the chocolate to her, and then I have a bunch of packets too that I'll offer to mail.
That's what I was gonna say. I would say, and I have some packets, so that will hold you over. And I promise, like, we'll try to get you squared away once it gets back in stock. I mean,
So crazy. I've never had this happen before.
yeah.
I thought I was going crazy. She's like, it's not letting me check out. And I was like, screenshot it and what it's telling you. And it's just removing the whole.
Anyway.
There's nothing on Coach Breaking News.
Weird. I wonder if it just happened and they're trying to figure it out. Maybe they're scrambling. Who knows? But you would think that it would be on there. Stop screen sharing. There we go. All right. Does anybody have anything else they want to bring up or anything else? I hope that was helpful. I mean, that's just what I've been doing, and I don't know. It's still, it's always a work in progress.
It was good. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I have a question, Val. So at what point do you feel like when you need to tweak this? Like at what point do you use to say, okay, like this isn't working, I'm going to tweak it a little bit?
Yeah. I mean, I will say that this is what I've been probably doing, like this whole method the last, I don't know, couple months. So this is a relatively, I guess, newer method. Because before it was like I was working from old lists, but I wasn't sending voice messages. And I don't feel like I was being authentically me. And so I just think that if you are genuinely being authentically you, and like with me, voice messages, I actually was sending videos, but then I just felt like people might, maybe it's too much with the video, because I mean, I did a general video at first, and I'm like, not all of them. Some of them I was like using their name and I was sending like an individualized one. And then I switched and I did like, not hey girl, but like something that was more generalized. And then I was like, I don't like that. I don't feel like I'm being real as genuine there. So I switched it up. So it's just like feeling it out. I mean, I did that for like one coach sneak peek with the videos. And then I was like, I don't like that. So I switched it. And then I'm doing the voice messages and I like that because I feel like I'm able just to talk to them, and it's not creepy. I'm just in these like couple of videos, like talking to them, I just felt like that was kind of like not as, I don't know. I just felt weird because they weren't responding. And
How has the response been?
Sorry, go ahead.
with the voice messages really well. I've got a
When I did it, I wasn't getting a good response with it, but it was around Christmas time, and so maybe that might have been.
yeah.
I think people had time to like listen to it.
Yeah, and I think like again, it's like the people that are responding well are the people that I've been loving on, and that they loved my coaching post. That was the other part. And then if I really am like, I love this girl, she loves fitness, like I just love the crap out of them. And so they know that I'm already harassing them. I'm just saying. So like they already know like I'm all about them. And it's just easier to invite them if you're already doing those things. And I think that they're more likely to respond back because of
And
that.
you're just like scrolling through and like finding people through like their posts and what
The people that I'm already have that I'm friends with, those are the people that I'm inviting. I'm not looking for brand new people because on Facebook, I'm almost at max. And then I don't know what I'm at now, but I almost have like 6,000 on Instagram. So I'm not trying to search new people. I'm just trying to tap into the people that's already doing the thing for those people. But yeah, you'll see people working out in stories, and some of them are already doing other things, but some of them aren't. And so those are your people. And you got to write them down, and you got to go love on them and just be genuine with them. And then you can invite them.
Do you find more people mostly through stories or through posts? Or
Both.
Okay.
Because people people share their journey. I mean, there's people that have already been on their, like, I'm talking to a girl right now, like she's lost 120 pounds already. So she's not even a Beachbody person, doing something else. And they could still come into this and love it and, lead with it still, even though who cares if they didn't lose all the weight with Beachbody? That doesn't matter. What matters is that they want to change people's lives and that they're going to use this as their platform. So that's why it's always like, keep that open mind. You just never know till you ask. You never know if they're your people either. Like, that's the other thing, is like, you can't just be like, oh, they would be such an amazing coach. If they're not your people, you don't want them. So you always have to keep that in your mind. Like, your energy is precious, your time is precious, and you want to attract your tribe, and you don't know until you start to have those conversations. So
Just one more question.
yeah.
Do you send out like personal voice messages, or like do you have a recording and then use the same recording?
No, I've done that, and I just want to be me. Like, I want to send them a message, and I want to first give them some sort of a compliment and love on them. And then I lead into, like, I want them to know that I'm connecting with them and that I'm not sending them this generic message. So I don't do that anymore. And I feel like quality is better over quantity, and especially with the coaching opportunity, and they're not familiar, like, having that quantity, having that conversation and relationship first is everything.
If you're sending like 40 and 50 a day before the coach invite, how long are you spending on it?
It takes me time. Because, like, I have a list. Okay, usually like 40 is a big chunk of time if I'm doing that. And I don't, like, I'll take a break. This will be like if Jace is napping, you guys. So like Jace is napping and I'm like, I'm going to crank these out. My kids are doing their homework. This is like, okay, I have to do it right now. So I'll sit outside or whatever, Jason's napping, and I will send these voice messages, and I'm like just checking them off, and I'm just trying to get as many done as I can. Typically 40 is a lot. So like 35 is good. That's a lot. 30, then I'll do like 25. Like, I try to do like one really big chunk on one day, so I feel really good. Like, I can breathe, like, oh, I got, good amount in. So it does take time though, but it's worth it. And you don't have to do that many. This is just like, I'm really trying to push it, you guys. Like, I want, more coaches. I want people to have this community and this gift. And so that's why I'll spend a good chunk of the afternoon. I mean, it takes like an hour and a half, 2 hours probably. But like, I've been doing this a long time.
Challenge group that week too, or just
Do what?
Do you invite to like the challenge groups then that week too, or just the coaching?
No, I used to be so like hung up on like, I have to, but I'm so much better now at locking in Success Club earlier that I don't have to worry about that, because I'm still having some conversations probably behind the scenes and follow-ups, because that's just how it naturally works when you're coaching and inviting and showing up. But no, my focus is on coaching. But it didn't used to be like that. This is like, I'm able to do this now because I'm a veteran, and I have systems in place. Systems make our lives easier. So when you're able to have those systems in place, I feel like you're able to spend more time. And like I said, you can lock in Success Club and helping more people when you have your challenge group set earlier in the month. That's what I always try to do. That helps for sure.
Mommy, I'm looking at that firework.
That's nice.
They're a big fire.
You're up too late, sweetie pie. She has school tomorrow too. It's probably because her dad's sleeping. Everybody else is sleeping upstairs and she knew I was down here. Anyway. Anybody else have anything? I feel like I see something in the chat here.
Thanks so much, Val. This is
You're
great.
welcome.
Thank you.
Good. I hope it helps. I mean, it's just always tweaking. Like if it doesn't feel like you, then change it. You just have to tweak and change until you find a system that works. And this is what,
Mommy,
as of recently, has been really, it feels good. Like it feels like I am being me, and I genuinely want to connect with these people and bring them in because they're my people. So that's just what I want you guys to think about. Hold on, baby. Okay. Tell them hi. All right, you guys. Well, I'll let you go so we can all go to bed, right? Happy Cinco de Mayo.